Better put my seatbelt on, eh? Good morning. Welcome to In the Car with Clint. I'm driving to work and I'm using this opportunity to share my thoughts about the day and what's going on at the moment. So obviously, for anyone that's not watching from South Australia, I am in South Australia. Oh, come on. And operating Waterpro Railways and Lawn Hub on a day-to-day. So the things that are on my mind at the moment, Waterpro is opening another location in 4 days. I've spoken recently about the bank guarantee. I followed up via email with my broker last night. I didn't get home till late last night, so I didn't want to ring or text my broker at 9:30, although I'm sure he wouldn't have minded. I didn't want to, chew into that personal time. So I sent him an email just to ask if he'd heard anything from the bank. Obviously, I need that bank guarantee in my hand tomorrow to hand to the real estate agent. I don't even know if it's a physical thing, if it's like a check and you can actually hand it to someone or not, but I need the bank guarantee, otherwise they won't give me the keys, and then if they don't give me the keys, we can't move in Monday, which is really annoying. And it's not the end of the world, but it's just one of those, like, that's the date that we've kind of all mentally connected to. We've got staff ready to rock and roll, internet stuff ready to set up, and all that. So I will put some pressure on them today. There's not much I can do. I think I've said it recently in one of these videos that you kind of have to just do your best and ask, and hopefully people will help you. That's the advantage of having a good network, and the advantage of being nice to people rather than being threatening and aggressive. So yeah, we will wait and see what happens with that. Today I actually have nothing booked into my day from an appointment standpoint, and it's going to give me a full day. This camera is going to be the end of me. Alright, it's going to give me a full day to spend concentrating on everything that's open loops. So obviously I produce a lot of content, and I'm doing YouTube, and I'm doing vlogs and podcasts and deep dives, and now In the Car with Clint, and all of that stuff takes a lot of time. But I guess the outside of that is I'm actually running 3 companies, and soon to be 4, and so I really need to make sure that the 3 that we have in operation at the moment are operating at their absolute highest level, and that the guys that are in charge of each of their divisions are doing what they need to do. The best way for me to do that is to have a clear map, so a strategy and a sales budget and a general budget, like a profit and loss budget that they can use to navigate their way forward, and then I get out of the way and let them run that business unit, and then I regularly make contact with those guys to make sure that they've got everything they need, and then get things out of the way that are blocking them from doing their job, and put things in their businesses that they need to do their job better. So one of the things that I've had to learn as the business has scaled past probably 10 or 15 people into that kind of 30 bracket which we're at now, is that I can't touch everything every day, and I can't talk to each person each day, and that I need to just allow the guys that I've hired to do their jobs to do their jobs. And I'm not bad at that. I'm not one of those kind of micromanagement leaders that looks at things every day, but you need to have a good understanding of each of the key metrics. So I do look at sales every day. I look at my bank account most days. I'm probably not looking at money in and money out. So what do they call it? Accounts payable and accounts receivable. That always confuses the shit out of me. So I will spend a bit of time on that today, making sure that the accounts receivable are in check so that the accounts payable can be paid. I think that's the right way. And we're usually pretty good with that, and because the business has got enough money in the system if our customers don't pay us on time, it doesn't mean we can't pay our suppliers on time. I'm a big fan of paying all of my suppliers on time every month. It's not something I was able to do in the early years, and it's something that I think so many businesses get bad advice from old school accountants and financial people suggesting that they use their suppliers as a bank, and it's honestly a stupid fucking idea. Like, your suppliers are your partner, they're not your bank. Your bank is your bank, and you can use investors as a bank, and they are fully aware that they're going to be your bank, and they're going to get some kind of financial or emotional benefit from that. Emotional being it's mummy and daddy, and they love you and they want you to be successful. The suppliers you deal with are not your bank. So I pay my suppliers on time. I did a seminar, well, it was ages ago, with Business SA, which was called SA Yes, SA Young Entrepreneur Mentoring. SA Yes, YES, Young Entrepreneur Scheme. So they had a mentor, and they had monthly speakers, and there was one guy that came and spoke about, he was an accountant, and like, yeah, use your supplier as a bank, pay them late, like that's the best way to keep money in your business. The result of that is your supplier has to be a bank for you, and the only benefit they've got from you is that they are selling you stuff, which is only a benefit for them if they're making profit. And if you're tying up their cash and it's costing them cash flow, availability and interest, then you're no longer a benefit to their business. So this isn't directed at anyone that we deal with. It's more for people that are looking to start new businesses. Obviously, if you work in a 30-day or 60-day payment space, I strongly encourage you to pay your suppliers on time, because when you can't, and you ask and you ring and you ask and you say I can't, then that's gonna really, it's gonna be a yes, because obviously they don't have to accept it. And they, look, most suppliers are going to be pretty willing to work with you, because if you've got a relationship that they want to be continuous, they're going to be understanding, because they want to see you succeed and they want you to be part of their business long term. But they don't have to say yes. You know, they can just send you to a debt collector or go to court or stop supplying you. Depends how important it is for you to have that supplier in your ecosystem. So I'm going to have a look at those numbers today. Make some decisions around the opening of the new location. We've decided on the cardboard boxes. We've decided on some shelving. I've got to make a decision around pallet racking today. We're going to go second hand with most of that stuff. We're going to build it ourselves from all of that stuff. If we were really busy right now, I would have probably paid the pallet racking people to build the pallet racking. We're not, so I guess I'm just redeploying the money I would have spent on so the $3,000 that it might have cost to pay someone to build pallet racking. I'm going to pay that $3,000 in wages to probably actually, maybe about the same. So I'd say we'll take twice as long to build pallet racking as a professional pallet racking people, but my wages will be half what it would cost to pay per hour for a pallet racking people to build pallet racking people, so I'm fine with that. We've got a end of month barbecue at Waterpro tomorrow. That's a last Friday of the month. We do bacon and egg breakfast, coffees, all that, and we invite everyone on our mailing database. So we send that out via MailChimp. MailChimp's the software platform that I've used for a long time as a communication platform. We also send it out via our actual accounting package, which is Odoo. I'm trying to move away from MailChimp and leave everything native to Odoo for a few reasons. The main reason is that MailChimp costs me $89 US a month for the number of email addresses I've got in there. So you'll be able to reverse engineer that if anyone out there wants to know the size of the list. It's not that big. And then we do it from Odoo. It's all managed inside Odoo. We control that. It's our software, and we will just send it from there and hopefully get more reach. So we would be inviting 1,000 people to these barbecues, and we kind of get 50 or 60 depending on the day, which is a nice manageable amount of people. You kind of get the same heads coming in a lot of the time, and so it's something that we've always done. I talk about that breakfast being a thank you, not a please. In sales, I think sometimes a salesperson can do something as a please, which is like, I'm going to take you out and I would like to now have the opportunity to ask you for something, like, can I price this, or can you help me with this, or can I get an idea of if I was out on this. I prefer the thank you over the please. I think it builds longer term relationships, and so we do events and invite people. And it doesn't mean I don't have people that I've invited as a please. It just means the majority of the room will be a thank you room, and then the please will be one or two sprinkled in there to try and develop the business. I mean, ultimately, all of these things I do because I enjoy doing it, but we are still a business, and I'd be lying if I said we didn't need sales, because we do, because that's what pays for all the stuff to help grow. Big difference between my desire to have sales and a lot of other people's is that it's not to buy fancy cars and boats and everything else. It's so that I can put more fuel into the tank, so that we can keep growing the business, so that I can hit my goals. My main goal of $100 million of annual turnover, and then I don't know what I'm going to do once I hit that. I guess really important for me to reset and reevaluate that goal once we get there. But yeah, so the barbecue is a really good opportunity for me to spend some time with the guys. I've said this on video, so I don't need to harp on about it, but I think it's important if you're running a business in any part of the world to have your own kind of I want to say intangible asset-based intangible event asset. And the only reason I say that is because I went to a speech last night from a guy who talked about intangible assets. I think that WaterPro, I'll use WaterPro as the name that's all-encompassing around all the companies, because it's the first company, and then obviously all the other companies have their cultural practices mirror that to about 90%. Obviously there's idiosyncrasies inside the other companies that can't do that, like Lawn Hub don't have an end of month barbecue, but Lawn Hub will put in a thank you note to big orders, or will send out free gifts to people that are the highest spending customers for the month or whatever. But that's intellectual. It's intangible event-based value. So people know that WaterPro have an end of month breakfast once a month. Plenty of our suppliers have tried to copy it, either because of leakage from our former employees moving to that business and deciding that if my secret sauce works for me, then obviously it's going to work for them. I don't know how that works. I think that you're better off if you're trying to compete in the same space as someone, that you're better off having your own secret sauce and concentrating on making it yours and better, and making it in line with your values rather than trying to copy someone else's. But do what you want to do. It's not going to hurt anyone. The end user gets to have breakfast ideally on different days, but sometimes on the same day, which blows me away. But yeah, so if you can have something that's that the industry understands as yours. So for example, there's a company in South Australia called Bianco Building Supplies. I remember used to have a Christmas party at the end of the year, and everyone was invited, and there was like giveaways and soccer balls. And I think as their business got bigger, and in some cases maybe the need for the businesses to be more politically correct and to meet occupational health and safety requirements, it's harder and harder to do those kind of alcohol-based events. The alcohol-based is a bit unfair, but events where there's alcohol, so they kind of have to sharpen that tool a bit. But that was their kind of thing. And then there's an electrical wholesaler here, excuse me, who had a golf day, which from sorry, I haven't had any water today. From everything I've heard, their golf day was so loose. They had, I think it was almost men only, and there was alcohol on every hole, and there was, I don't even know the right word to say, but waitresses there that didn't have any requirement to wear any uniform. And as the years went by, that had to change. But for us, Waterpro's known for the fact that at the end of the month on a Friday, they have a bacon and egg barbecue breakfast with really high quality coffee. There's no charge, there's no expectation, there's no implied contract. You don't have to do anything other than rock up and eat, and you don't have to feel like you have to spend money, and there's no pressure, and it's just a nice environment to catch up with people. We do that every month. We always have, we always will. It's going to be interesting how that rolls out with the next locations, but we'll see. We also put Chubba Chubs, which are lollipops for anyone that's living under a rock, in every order, have done forever. I think we spend, I don't know, something in the vicinity of $2,000 a year, or I don't even know, and I should know, on Chubba Chubs. And when we rock up to a site, customers who like Chubba Chubs, which is 80% of the world, come running up to the ute to help unload the packages. So there's probably an intangible or unmeasurable time saving there for our drivers, which probably offset the cost of the Chubba Chubs anyway, which I don't care about. The cost is irrelevant. It's the idea of doing it. We do training events regularly, which isn't new to anyone, but the fact that I'm doing the training events and that they're in a comfortable environment and that we try to make them engaging, and I understand that people don't want to sit around and listen to someone talk me for hours on end, so we make it interactive and engaging, and I don't mind if you're using your phone while I'm talking. I'm not precious about that. So all of that, you couple all those things together and you build this, and I'm kind of paraphrasing part of the speech that we had last night. You stitch all those things together, and all of a sudden any one of those individual things is, say, a finger on your hand. This is the guy that spoke last night, so if anyone watches this that was at the thing last night, I am ripping this off. You poke the person in the face with your finger, you're not going to hurt them. And our finger might be a barbecue breakfast, and then another finger might be the fact that we put Chubba Chubs in our deliveries, and then another finger might be that we do free training events for our customers, and another finger might be another part of our business, free irrigation design, or whatever it is. You put all those 5 together and punch someone in the face, and they're going to feel it. So having all of those events and free coffee when people come in, and welcoming environment and friendly staff and all that shit all mixed up together builds this moat around your castle, which makes it harder for your competitors to try and take your castle, but it also makes it more harder. Jesus Christ. It makes it harder for your potential future competitors to try and take your castle. So if you have an employee or a group of employees that decide that they can do it better, and you're an idiot, because most bosses are idiots, am I right? They'll go try and do it, but all of those things around the castle will just make it harder and harder, and the only way that they know how is to replicate it, and people are going to see through it. So I think it's important for you to have some kind of strategy if you're a business owner around unique things that you do that make you different from your competitors, especially if you're in a business like I am that sells shit that anyone can buy. So you can buy a sprinkler from any irrigation shop. You can buy dirt from any landscape supplies yard. The only thing that separates us from our competitors is the way we treat our customers, which would be maybe 70% what we do and how we do it. And then obviously there's the other 30%, which might be technological advances, the different ways we do our systems, the different ways we take orders, that kind of thing, which is something that I'm probably pushing stronger than most, and I think most companies would only have 10% of it would be around their innovation and technology. So yeah, that's what's going on today. So I'll be in my office most of the day. What that will look like is I'll probably meditate early. I need to have some breakfast at some point, meditate early, get everything out of my head, download that with Lisa. Every morning now I've been doing a bit of a walk around, call around to all of the main all of the leadership within the companies, just to get an understanding of what they are struggling with. As I talked about at the start of the video, how can I take stuff out of the way that's causing you trouble, and what do you need? So I'll do that today, have a chat with each of them for 10 minutes, and then let them run their business and stay out of their faces. And that I find that makes them more likely to do a good job, because they don't have me standing over their shoulder watching their every move. But it also frees me up. I don't have time for that shit. I'm trying to do other shit. So I said to them the other day, like, having a leader like me standing there watching them all the time, eventually they're going to do something wrong. It's like when if a police officer follows you around while you're driving for long enough, eventually you're not going to indicate, or you're going to pick up something, or you're going to touch something that you shouldn't, or you're going to go over the speed limit. So it's just inevitable that someone's going to do something that's not perfectly in line with the rules. So if I stay out of their way, I've got no reason to get involved unless I've got a reason to get involved, and that'll be watching different metrics like sales or money coming in or whatever else. So yeah, that's that. Thanks for joining me for In the Car with Clint. This is something I'm it's something that I'm testing, and I probably won't stop doing it while I've got time and while I'm enjoying it. I think it's cool to be able to post a video like this up every day and get that regularity, and then it also means that I'm keeping a diary that's there for me to watch later, or for us to pull content from about what I'm thinking. It's probably kind of therapeutic for me as well. It gets stuff out of my head that I'm thinking about, but hopefully it brings some value to you. If you're in business, it might bring some value to you if you know me and you maybe even live with me and I don't talk to you enough about what's going on. So thanks for tuning in. If you're enjoying it, let me know. Like the video. If you don't enjoy it, don't not like the video. Don't thumbs down, that's not nice. Or comment and just be like, hey man, your video camera keeps moving, that's stupid. Or hey man, can you talk a little bit more about the like IP protection or whatever else, or can you talk about like truck costs? Like, I've got a lot of experience over a lot of different things now, so if you've got any questions, stick them in the comments below. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in.